2-ingredient naan bread, so easy a baby could do it. Okay, well, he didn't really make this, but he wouldn't quit crying, so I had to pick him up, and, I had to shoot this video. So, first ingredient is self-rising flour. Never really used this before, so, let's give it a try. The second ingredient is yogurt. Oh, not the baby yogurt. No, I know. Okay, I'll give you that later. It's actually plain Greek yogurt. Let's mix them together, see how this turns out. Alright friends, this is super easy. We're starting off with our self-rising flour. That was 1 cup. And these are a 1/4 cup. So the total is 1 3/4 cup of self-rising flour. And I'm doing my yogurt in the same measuring cup. Trying to limit those dishes, you know what I'm talking about. So we're starting off with 1 cup of yogurt. I add more, you'll see here in a little bit. You kind of got to feel it out until you get the right texture. Put in just a pinch of salt right there, and then we'll start mixing it together. So we'll start with 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour, and then 1 cup of yogurt. But as I was mixing it with my hands and the spoon, it wasn't quite getting there, so I added 2 more spoons of yogurt, and then eventually you'll see me add a 1/3 spoon of yogurt. So the final recipe, which will be in the description on my website, is probably right around 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour in 1 1/4 cup to about maybe 1 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. You got to use the self-rising flour, and it's got to be Greek yogurt because something happens to make the reaction. I don't know why. Just don't use all-purpose flour and don't use regular yogurt. Make sure you get those too. But really, you're going to kind of feel it out. So start with those measurements that you'll see in the recipe on my website, and then just kind of feel it out and keep moving it around until it turns into a dough ball that's really resembles Play-Doh, to be honest with you, as you see me putting it all together there. The whole time I was doing this, it really made me think this would be a great recipe to do with kids or grandkids, because there's 2 ingredients. It's so simple. You can roll it around like Play-Doh, knead it together for a few minutes. This is probably like 3 minutes total, but I'm speeding it up here. And then, you just pinch off a ball, roll it out, and then we're going to put it on the griddle. So if you got kids and you want to griddle with them, I honestly think this would be a great recipe. So I pinch off a little bit of the dough, probably about it's probably a little bigger than a golf ball here. And then you kind of roll it together, put it down. I already have a little bit of flour on my cutting board. You saw me do that. Then I'm just going to roll it out until it's about 1/4 inch thick. So you don't want it too thick, but you also aren't rolling it too thin here. So about 1/4 inch. It's not perfectly round. Also, if you've ever had naan before, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just roll it out into some sort of oblong shape that's kind of like an egg that's all messed up, and just keep going that way. I did different sizes. You can see I have a giant one, medium ones, and small ones. And if you did them all small, about golf ball, a little bigger than golf ball, I bet you'd get 6 or 8. But I did a big one. I just wanted to see how they all cooked up. Griddles all on low to medium low, comes out just below 400. Probably different warmer spots. 350 to 375 is where you're looking at for this cook. I put down a decent amount of oil and spread it around. Don't be shy with the oil. That's what I found out halfway through the cook, and you'll see that it really gives it the brown bubbles is the oil being on the griddle. So I put down more. I'd recommend to you to just kind of go a little heavy-handed with the oil when you put it down. But you can see obviously the little ones cooking up the quickest. They're all cooking up great. This is when I decided to add more oil because I wasn't quite getting the brown spots that I wanted on them. I wasn't quite getting that kind of, little bubbly that I was looking for. Also, the big one, I just kept thinking the whole time, like, man, I need to make this big one into a pizza, like a little flatbread pizza, and maybe roll it out a little bit thinner so it gets crispy, but then just put some sauce and cheese on it because it just looked like it was waiting to make a margarita pizza. Anywho, you can see me putting down all this oil and then moving the rolled out naan into the oil. So be generous with the oil is my recommendation. That is what I learned from this cook.
But you can see they're all starting to get little brown spots. They're all looking good. Super, super easy recipe. Plenty of room if you got a 4-burner griddle to put a ton of them on there. Oh yeah, look at that. Now that, just imagine that being a pizza, okay? I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but they're all getting nice and brown here. Got little bubbles forming, and that's when you gotta flip them, is when the bubbles forming. Go ahead and rip this one open so you can see it. Yeah, it really looked good. It's soft, it was easy, it wasn't too thick, wasn't too thin. I ended up enjoying it with some coconut curry chicken I made in the crock pot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start my diet next week. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one and keep on griddling.